Hi, welcome again, fellow subscribers and viewers. We want to appreciate you for taking your time off to watch our channel again. We always appreciate our loyal subscribers. And if you're joining us for the first time watching our channel, we encourage you to subscribe, share our videos to your network. What are we going to talk about today? Today, we're going to focus on online education. We'll be looking at the requirements for admissions for students who do not have a bachelor's degree, who have no master's degree, and who intend to advance their careers. We'll be looking at entrepreneurs who want to advance their careers to obtain high level of education. We will list out to you the requirements needed for you to obtain admissions to your dream university. I hope you did enjoy our Holland episode that we did recently. We're looking forward to assisting you with all requirements and to provide you in details today on what you need. So keep watching. Welcome back, fellow viewers. We want to thank you again for joining us. We received this question from one of our viewers who wants to go back to school or advance their careers online, and they needed to have a pre-understanding about the requirements, what is needed. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Now, if you're looking forward to have a bachelor's degree in the future, or you want to plan to have a master's degree, whatever university around the world, these are the requirements. It stays within this framework. So hopefully this is going to help you to make some very important decisions. Now we're going to focus on number one. We've listed them in here. So you're going to make sure that you can choose the one that fits in your own career and in your area of operations. Number one, of course, you need a comprehensive CV which demonstrates that you do have the years of working experience. When we talk about CV in this case, you need to explain what you do, align your position, the current position you're having, make sure that it aligns with what is needed, align your particular specification, the job description, to the particular program, what you do on a daily basis, what kinds of projects do you manage. How do you align that to what you intend to achieve in the future? You need to explain that pretty clear on your CV. And that's so important. If you're having a CV that doesn't really explain your role in particular, we would advise you to revise that. It's so important. And if you have to do a bullet point, it's so important, of course. But again, we want to advise you to have a comprehensive CV that demonstrates your professional acumen that you do have and what you're going to bring into the program. Based on your CV, you will have an opportunity for them to align you with the selection process, which is of so importance for you at this particular stage. Number two, what you need to also have a personal or a motivation statement. A personal, some people call it a motivational statement, of course, where you're going to express yourself, why you want to do this program, how relevant it is for you, and also some say a personal statement. It all depends on what institution you want to go in for. So we encourage you to tailor your personal statement. Now, it's not what you're going to write, but how you're going to achieve your learning. So in that particular statement, what you need to do, or your motivation statement, you need to start explaining what is driving you. What are the goals behind it? What are your passion? Why did you choose this particular program? And again, you need to be very clear on what you're going to bring in. What is the added value you are bringing into that particular program? You need to explain that. Does your current role aligns to the program, or are you planning to kind of encourage or make some social change in your community? You need to explain that in your motivation letter. The motivation letter must have its own standards. I think should be between 300 to up to 500, all depends on the university that you are going in for. You need to check that as well. Again, your grammatical mistakes have to be reviewed. We did a video recently regarding a personal statement. We encourage you to check on one of our videos on our platform. That is just so important. Your grammar must be exceptionally okay to make sure that you make it through during the selection process. So the personal statement defines who you are. You use that personal statement to speak to the admission decision board so they are able to understand you a lot better. If you cannot express yourself in that motivation letter, it will be a challenge. Number three of that requirement, an ID card or a passport. In some universities may ask you to provide them with a passport. You need to present a clear, valid passport should be minimum of 3 months expiration date. So to expiration is so important, and you want to make sure that the passport is clear enough that your face is readable, and you want to make sure also that your name that you are going to be filling the application form is the same as what is on your passport. So those 3 very important documents that you're going to submit are essential for you for your selection process. Let's move on to the next stage, and please keep watching. Welcome again, fellow subscribers and viewers. We just talked about the 3 very important documents: the CV, the motivation letter, and a copy of your ID or passport. Number 4, required documents for students who do not hold a bachelor's degree and want to advance their careers. What you need to do. The 4th one is going to be the reference letter. This is so important than any other of the documents that you do have. Of course, you've just claimed that you have experience and you want to advance your career. In this case, you need your company to attest to your current reference that you're looking for. When we talk about reference in this case, you should go to your employer. It could be your current employer. It could be your previous employer. But in most cases, it should be your current employer. And we expect you to go to them, and they should be able to make reference of your proof of experience, the work that you say you've done. And what happens? Universities are different. They may have some kind of in-house process or format that may provide to you, or you may have to ask your own organization or your company to provide you with some kind of reference. And that reference is so important. It should carry things like your name, your current position, your role and what you do, how long you've been in the company, and also the person who is sending this information should have their details stated on it and their current capacity. If it's your boss, it should be clearly stated there. If it is your immediate colleague, it should be stated there. However, you can never use someone who is your friend or a family member for this particular statement. So we encourage you to be very careful when you're doing that. That is so important. You may need 2 references. Some may ask you to provide 3 references. I don't know, but it boils down to references. What we want you to take home here is that the reference should come from your current employer or your previous employer. It all depends on what you're looking for in that particular admissions process. That said, we should move straight to the work experience. Your work experience in this case is what takes you there. By work experience here will mean the length of time you've worked. For you going for a master's degree, like we said earlier in one of our videos, you need a minimum of 5 years experience demonstrated within the past couple of years. It could be that if you have 10 years, that's okay, but you need a minimum of 5 years. Another thing you also need is, if you're going for a bachelor's degree, you need a minimum of 2.5 or 3 years for you to be admitted into the program. That is just so important. In fact, some of these particular requirements are not negotiable. So it's so relevant that it cannot be negotiable. That's something that you need to know and you should bear in mind. Now, another thing you should also be aware of, where you are looking for these years of experience, you want to clearly state the companies, the names, or existing companies. You don't want to reference a company that doesn't exist. Of course, should be companies that exist. That takes us to our next point, and please keep watching. Now, welcome back again, fellow viewers, and thanks for watching. While you're watching this, I know this is very important for you. As you plan to advance your career, we understand that this information is going to help you to make an informed decision. What happens next? After you must have explained the CV, you've provided a personal statement, you've provided a copy of your passport, and also the reference letter, and you've demonstrated your work experience. The next thing gonna be needed here is you have to complete an online application form. The online application form captures all the information in terms of your personal data, your name, your country, your geography, wherever you are in the world, and you enter your work experience. You have to explain everything there. If you don't work, if you don't have enough experience, you could back that up with other information. We're going to come to that in a moment. Now, the online application is essential because that's where you need to make sure you fill it clearly. The name that's on your passport should match the name that you're filling on the online application form. It's relevant. We want you to stay focused, because remember, again, your work experience is what's going to take you through. If you don't fill the right information, that may become something where the admissions team may become very concerned about. So we advise you to stay very careful when you are filling the online application form, because from that data, if you enter a particular diploma that you have before and you didn't declare that you have that diploma, then you may be asked to bring that. If you can't provide it, that may complicate your admissions process. So you know. Now, another thing that's going to happen is the proof of English. This is so important. This one is important, that without this, I say you can move forward if you can demonstrate in this particular state. What I'm saying here is, for example, if you're coming from a country where English is not your mother tongue, you should be able, for example, you're studying for a UK university. They may need you to provide some level of English. Of course, you may speak English in your own country, but remember, you do not have any previous educational level. So you are using your experience to secure admissions to a master's or bachelor's. Now, what happens in this case? How do you navigate this? You need to provide proof of your English. You go back to your employer. There are two formats in this case. Could be 3 or 4 formats, but we're going to focus on 2 formats here. The first format is going to be, the universities may have an internal process where they send you a particular document for you to complete, and so you can send it back to them, and that form will require things like what you do, how you use English in terms of the full sign, speaking, listening, writing, and understanding. Those 4 senses should be clearly explained in there. So it's up to you to be able to prove that you have met those requirements. Another format also that may work as well is that you go back to your employer and they have to provide a comprehensive letter attesting your level of English. In that case, they would explain how you interact with your clients, how you meet business obligations, how you travel to meet clients, the scale of persons you work with. If your clients are the persons who are located in English-speaking nations, it should clearly be there, and that to be documented. At that level, you've demonstrated your level of English. Most universities would accept that. Now, moving forward, in exceptional cases, you may have a TOEFL or you have an IELTS, you can present that through. So this is so important. And in this particular case, the final thing we're going to jump into are for what about those who do work for themselves, like entrepreneurs or personal people who own a business. How do they work in that case? The way it works here is that they may ask their clients, or their clients, of course, to refer them. In this case, people they have transacted business for the past 5 years need to attest to their level of English, need to attest of their experience in doing operations with them. In that particular case, the clients may be the one to refer them. High-profile clients, of course, I'm talking about here, not just you just go meet someone that you've been doing business for about 6 months to ask them to refer you. No, high-profile clients, senior entrepreneurs, you go to your business partners, of course, they will be able to provide you with enough information. This is so important. Hopefully that these particular requirements are very clear and they're going to help you. Welcome back finally, fellow viewers. Again, we just want to wrap this up. As we've said, this episode was for students or professionals. If you are a young expert who have a job now, who doesn't have any previous education, this video was for you. For those who already have seasoned experts who have 5, 10, 20 years of experience, who want to advance their careers, who had no previous academic qualifications, this video was for you as well. And of course, that particular group of people who were planning to upgrade themselves, to scale their knowledge, this video was for you. Hopefully, this information will help you plan yourself and how you intend to advance your career to whatever university of your choice in the future. And what we've just mentioned here, we're going to put that on our screen. I think it should be, since we started the video, it should be either this way or this way. You can always check that. We've explained that in details. Hopefully that information is going to make sure that it helps you and you can plan yourself more effectively and to apply to one of your programs of your dreams, wherever that may be. Could be in any continent around the world, but these are the requirements. If you are able to demonstrate this particular requirement we've mentioned, I'm pretty sure that you will be selected in whatever institutions around the world. Hopefully, this is going to help the viewer who asked these questions. And again, we cannot answer just a particular viewer. We would like to do a video that will help almost everyone that is watching our channel. So we hopefully, if you got questions, again, you can send it to us, and I'm sure this has helped you a lot. Now, if you find something in this video that you feel that we've left out, that you felt may have entered here or we should have included into this particular video, please send us your thoughts. We are glad to talk about that, to answer any further questions you might have. Hopefully, we've inspired you, and we're looking forward to wishing you good luck again in your future and your future endeavors to obtain a degree of an university of your choice. Thank you, and have a good day.